Welcome to Fingernail Fixer video. We're going to talk about Dazzle Dry and doing a French manicure. There are two different methods that you can use for Dazzle Dry to achieve the French manicure. You want to start with base coat on either one of those methods. After you have scrubbed the nails with prep, you're going to apply base coat. For one option, you will apply one layer of base coat. So for the first two nails, you'll apply one layer of base coat to the client's nail. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply, so if you're doing this to yourself, you have a self-application point of view. For this video, we're using option 1 of the Dazzle Dry application. And I've chosen White Lightning because that is the starkest white and it's going to be the easiest to see on the video. This one allows for touch-up. If you don't quite have a steady hand and you know you're going to need a little bit of cleanup, the first thing you're going to want to do is twirl the wand to get the excess off the wand and clean off one side of the brush. Then hold your client's skin out of the way, and using the side of the brush that you cleaned up, start that smile line. And it's easier to get that more crisp edge with the back side of the brush that's been cleaned up, that doesn't have so much polish on it. Then you can flip the brush over and use that side to come in and actually finish out polishing your smile line. And if you have some imperfections, you'll be able to come in and fix those with a little bit of pure acetone and a brush. So grab your favorite cleanup brush. Get a little bit of pure acetone, make sure that it is not dripping wet, and just really gently crisp up any place that needs slightly cleaned up. The idea is for the most part to get your smile line in there and just do a little bit of crisping and cleaning up with your brush, not to actually be carving the smile in with the brush. Do the same thing on the other nail. And I'll do this one from this perspective. So I'm going to pull it out, cleaning off one side of the brush. And this time I'm actually going to use the table to pull the skin out of the way and get that started. Use the table to pull the skin out of the way and get that started. And then turn the brush over so I have some polish to work with. And then seal the nail, smooth the polish, and do the cleanup. Make sure you're using pure acetone, because removers that have any oils in them are going to cause the polish to chip or lift or peel. So pure acetone is going to be your best cleanup. And the cleanup brush you use is going to be personal preference. And it's definitely going to be easier to polish someone else's nails than your own. Pulling that skin away is always easier on someone else, and so on. We would wait for that to become matte and then apply a second layer. So we're going to give that just a little bit to dry and apply a second layer of color. Once that first layer of color is dry, come in and perfect the color with a second layer. And again, use your brush to do any cleanup with some pure acetone. And then let that layer of color dry. Crisping up your edges. And once that layer of color dries to a matte finish, you want to add a layer of base coat. So your tip is actually sandwiched in a layer of base coat. Once your whites have dried, you want to add that layer of base coat, making sure that you're floating it on so that you don't dig out the whites. Sealing in those edges and pulling off any excess so that it dries to a nice matte finish. Once your base coat is dry, you're ready to apply your pink. And on these two nails, I did 2 different thicknesses of the white. I also made one a little more smiley than the other so that you can see the difference. Those nails are the same length and the same shape, but when you look at them from the front, the nail with that thicker white looks wider and shorter than the nail with the thinner white that has the little bit deeper smile. So that thinner white with the deeper smile helps the nail look skinnier and a little bit longer. That thicker white with no smile makes the nail look kind of fat and a little shorter. So just an idea for presenting to your clients. If you have the ability to use a pink that kind of camouflages their natural nail at all, you can actually do a thinner white with a little bit more of a smile, or if you have to do a thicker white because of their natural smile line, give it a little bit more of a smile and it will help make the nail look a little longer and thinner. Just an optical illusion. And just to continue showing the difference for that optical illusion, I'm going to use the same pink on those 2 nails so that you can see just how much difference that thinner versus thicker smile line makes, and making it just a tiny bit smilier. How that just helps the nail look a little thinner and a little longer, and all you're doing is just making the smile a little happier. So it's the same color of pink, the nails are the same length. However, this one with the thinner smile that has those corners looks longer and skinnier. And who hates looking skinnier, right? So just an idea for you. And as always, the colors are listed in the caption. I've also listed the current Dazzle Dry French Manicure color options in the caption for you. There's also a second video with the second French manicure technique if you don't need the cleanup option.